that'll slam down economic growth? Well, let's talk. We have CNBC contributor, former Labor Secretary Robert Reich, author of Aftershock, and we have Congressman Aaron Schock, Republican from Illinois, member of the House Ways and Means Committee. Gentlemen, thank you. Aaron Schock, welcome to the program. I want to start with a chart, a picture. I love pictures. I love art. My wife is an artist. Check this out. Over the past 30 years, as the income tax rate has come down, the top rate from 70% to mostly in the 30% zone. Notice the blue line. The share of taxes paid, the share of income taxes paid by the top 1% earners has exploded up from 17% to nearly 40%. Aaron Schock, I would say that's because we promoted more growth with less tax evasion, and maybe we shouldn't fiddle with that. What's your take, sir? You're on the Ways and Means.
I agree with you, Larry. 2 points. Number one, I think the president is dead wrong on his continual push for increasing taxes on those who make over $250,000. You got to give the president credit for being consistent. It's something he campaigned on when he was president. It's something he campaigned on in the last midterm elections. But the fact of the matter is he's lost the argument. It's why a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate, when he had absolute control, would not increase taxes. And last fall, they kept tax rates the same because they know it's a loser when it comes to economic growth. So politically, it's not possible. Back then, when they had absolute control, certainly now with the Republican House, it's not possible. And number two, it's bad policy. All economists know if you want to grow the economy, you don't increase taxes on those who make over $250,000 when 70% of them are small business owners who create the jobs.
Bob Reich, the economy is not bulletproof. You yourself are rather pessimistic on the economy.
Yeah, Larry, and in fact, I think that since we extended the Bush tax cuts for the wealthier Americans, unlike all of the predictions that you were making on this show, the economy is not growing. In fact, the latest growth figure is on an annualized basis this first quarter, about 1.5%. Housing is in the dumps. Consumer confidence is in the toilet. I mean, you're not seeing a vigorous recovery. Extending the Bush tax cuts did absolutely nothing positive.
But unemployment has come down, Mr. Labor Secretary.
Well,
unemployment has come down a lot. That's something. I mean, I don't want to defend Obama. He's your man.
Well,
but I'm just saying some good things have happened on the job front.
I invite you to defend Obama. I think the economy is still in trouble. Larry, if we go back to the Clinton tax rates, the Clinton marginal tax rates on the highest earners, I mean, those were not bad years. Nobody can say those were bad years. If you go back to the 3 decades after the Second World War, when the highest marginal tax rates on high earners was 70% or more, those were not bad years. I mean, you guys continue to think that somehow increasing marginal tax rates on the wealthy are going to bring the economy to a grinding halt. It's just the opposite. And there is a fundamental argument here about who is going to share the burden. You talk about income taxes. What about capital gains, now down at 15%? What about the estate tax, all but repealed for most wealthy people up to $5 million?
I'm going to give you the last word or fly out of time. Why double and triple tax capital?
Look, let's reality check here, okay? The Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House. For 2 years, the president was pushing for higher taxes on capital, increasing 15% to 20% on capital gains, increasing the marginal rates on those above $250,000. And guess what? His party in the House and his party in the Senate wouldn't do it. It's not going to happen. So we need to focus on spending reductions.
We need to have you both back. I like this combination a lot. Bob Reich, always. Congressman Schock, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. That's it for tonight's show. I'm Larry Kudlow. More debates on economic growth coming.